but that they could actually see and visit and like know that are legitimate. I think that's something specifically they did at a point where they were saying, okay, if it's like weaker or not weaker, smaller tournaments where we don't really know whether or not they can be legitimized, we're just not going to register them anymore, which I think is perfectly fair. You don't want your product basically being ruined by the fact that there can just be tournaments where you don't know anything about what's going on. So going into this, I don't want to say that Checkmate have never played Nuke. If they've never played Nuke and they let it through, that's insane. The thing that sort of makes me think, like, as said, I think they came into this game looking very prepped. There were a lot of set nades that they had to clearly counter certain players. They were very good at waiting in certain rounds and just playing defaults to catch out the aggression. If that's the case, if they went into this and banned Vertigo, I assume they have a plan for Nuke.
I 100% agree. You know, when it comes down to playing Invictus on either Nuke or Vertigo, you know, letting one of those through would almost certainly lead to a pick by Invictus. I would definitely rather play them on Vertigo. Based on recent form, we saw a lot of weaknesses on that map. I think it would be a much better place to play on. So, therefore, almost you must assume that Checkmate have got some sort of background when it comes to Nuke, some sort of preparation, or maybe they've just been watching demos, something that at this point I doubt Invictus have been doing, at least not in Inferno. Maybe they've got something planned, and that's the only thing I could say about it.
Maybe they were watching Tyloo demos.
Yeah, exactly. We need to learn how to play
somebody
like
rushes
Tyloo.
down Banana at this exact point. Oh, why is this not working? I don't understand. Yeah. I genuinely feel that might be a thing, though, where teams are like, we've got to analyze Tyloo and take things from their game. Okay, so somebody pushed through 7 smokes and then headshotted someone through it. And he did it all on his own. So Xiao Sage, don't peek with me. No. You stand there. I've got this. And then Viva gets headshotted 6 rounds in a row. And he goes, I don't understand why this isn't working. Like, it's exactly what Tyloo did. They're the best team in the region. But as we've witnessed many a time, the only team that can play like Tyloo and win is a Tyloo.
Very true. Very true. You know, not many teams will get away with it. They play a ludicrous style of Counter-Strike, but Invictus have been trying it, and it hasn't been working. We're going to be getting into this map in just a minute. And I think, you know, it's time to refresh a little bit, Tom, before we do jump into the pistol. How do you feel like this one's going to go? Let's get some predictions out here, because honestly, I'm on the side of Checkmate now.
I'll be honest, I don't even like doing predictions once when it comes to these matches, but doing it twice, I don't know why you've done this to me. I'm still going to stick with Invictus. I'll be honest, like, I can't gamble on the unknown. I think that's something that it would be stupid to attempt. Like, even if the known is questionable, like, I don't know anything about Checkmate on Nuke, so to say that I think they're going to win would be madness. Julies!
Oh my
Never
God.
mind, I changed my mind. He's got dual Berettas. I believe in him now. He's dead. Flying's got the dual Beretta. Destroyer is just having a field day. Flying now gets some dually headshots as well. I like the order. Julie's in a kit is still the greatest pistol round setup you can ever purchase. Bear in mind, that's still the greatest play probably I've ever seen. I got to cast was during DreamHack Summer, where Keto gets an ace, and he had a Julie raid boss, which is something I had never seen before, where, like, for anybody who doesn't know, in the past, the raid boss was the Tech 9 and Kevlar. Someone would drop a Tech 9 over to the man with Kevlar. He would win them the round because the Tech 9 was BS. In case you didn't know that, it was one of the most powerful guns in the game at a time, especially when Cobblestone was in the map pool. The Julie raid boss, well, it's the same thing. Someone had to drop him those dual Berettas, and he aced the round. I haven't seen another team do that, probably for good reason, but Keto made it work because he's a beast.
Yeah, I wonder for Invictus, are we going to see them return to form? They've already taken a lot of damage versus this double scout setup. Kaz been able to get out on outside and get a couple tags, but now he's in trouble. These guys are up close to him. Easy kill. Shaosage just took him through the wall. What was that?
I think that was through the floor.
Oh, the grater.
Yeah, he did it. Okay. So he did see him. He didn't just go bang. I knew you were there. He saw him. He saw him.
I was ready to start shouting "Vac," but yeah, that makes sense. Oh, well, it's okay. Destroyer's gone. As I said, 2 more players on low HP Flying. If he goes down to this Deagle, it could be all over. He's in trouble. The tags bring him to 17. This is so winnable, but unfortunately, it's only Techno. Now,
Let's
hold
go,
on.
Techno.
Oh, he's not got a deagle. If he had a deagle, every player was one hit.
Oh, if he gets a 5-7 headshot, everybody.
Well, slightly more difficult, I will say.
I believe in him. He's got this. Easy peasy. Never mind.
Maybe not so easy, huh? You would have won that, Tom, but, you know, unfortunately, we don't have you playing.
I would have come in with my Omen Paranoid. Wait, this is the wrong game. Yeah, no, I definitely would have won that. Especially if I had dual Berettas, even more so.
I really thought you were going to say that you would have come in like a wrecking ball. I thought that's where you were going
Can
with
we
it.
not
Like,
go back to this
you'd
again?
never hit so hard in love. I mean, really, you know, you might have only wanted to break their walls, but this is CS, not Siege, so that's not possible. All you can do is wreck me.
Okay, then.
Yeah, no, look, in the start of this round, you know, you saw Checkmate. They clawed, they chained their hearts in vain. But they jumped,
We get
never
it. You know
asking
Miley
why.
Cyrus lyrics.
Well, we'll see if they're going to fall under Invictus's spell. Or if they can deny.
That flash has just gone backwards. Oh, I can see. If that was a buy round, he's just killed his whole team. Did you see what he did?
No, I didn't catch it.
He tried to throw a flashbang through the door, missed, hit the rim of the door, and it bounced back and flashed his teammate. That is, luckily it didn't matter, obviously, but still funny. Well, 2 deaths so far for the Invictus side, looking a lot stronger. And we are now going to see the investment of the CTs. Kaz onto the AWP, the rest of the players with rifles, and AUG for Rue as well. It's not a bad first buy to come up to, but of course they've now got to start putting some rounds on the board, because Invictus have already built up a pretty insane bank for only 3 rounds gone.
Yeah, the benefit of winning those so cleanly. I feel like in general, when you look at the position for Invictus, you know, sitting at a 3-0 scoreline, it's hard to favor Checkmate, but I somehow still do. I just don't believe in these buy rounds. This is looking better, though. Okay, they've pushed in together. They get the trade. It was a little bit awkward, but it's there. And you can see the comfort level of Invictus has definitely improved a lot since Inferno. We mentioned that was going to be a weak map. We looked at a close scoreline probably in favor of Invictus, but seeing them turning it around already is nice. It's only 1 buy round, though, and it's a fast blitz towards A. I want to see it when it slows down. I want to see their retakes as well, or their post plants, I should say. And straight away, they've lost 1. This is getting a little bit dangerous. In comes Rue. He's got the back angle, but Bottle's picked up 2. He's keeping them alive in this one. Techno swinging out wide. Bottle gets it on the spray. A little bit awkward at the start, but 4-0 to save the day, and Invictus will be walking away with that round win.
Yeah, close one, but nonetheless, it's still going to be the side of Invictus coming out on top. Viva with some pretty nice entries. Like I said, he had an abysmal first map, so the fact that he's already having a fair bit more impact than we saw in the entire last one, and I think you can see the differences even just in Checkmate not looking quite as good so far. Still very early days, but at the same time, you're looking at 6-7 rounds on the T side. You're already pretty happy, and chances are that's already going to be a guarantee. We see the same thing again. Every single map that they play, Techno is in one of the most crucial roles. Like, he's playing ramp in this one. You see him play, I think it was like the B site on Inferno as well. Maybe even the same on Train. And that's rough for someone so young to have such important roles. It's always going to be tough to try and hold. This was flawless as well. And Viva got a 4K with the Mac 10. So they have a lot of cash already built up on this T side. 5-0 up. Invictus looking like they're back to their usual selves. And on the other side, we're still waiting for Checkmate to wake up.
Yeah, CT side, you can't afford these slow starts. From this point, it essentially has to be flawless for Checkmate. They've got to close this out, and it's a double op setup they're going to attempt to hold on with. Kaz, oh, that is a very aggressive angle to be playing with the AWP. I've seen outside control, but not quite like this. He crosses in the open, no flashes, no smoke, straight over to red, but it is free real estate. He's managed to sneak all the way out here, whispering his way to success as he catches off Bottle and now looks for a little bit more, even staying around red. He is overstaying his welcome here, but it doesn't look like Invictus want anything to do with it. They're focusing up their attention towards the inner bomb side at the moment.
Well, a lot of utility already expended early. Flying's found a kill onto Hawk as well. Blitz. Oh, it's awkward, but he gets away with it. Flying just walking into open spot. Okay. Destroyer's just been taken down low as well. Not sure how Rue misses that shot, but oh, he does. They've got a double AWP on Nuke. This is a weird setup, but it's actually working out quite well. Kaz has managed to find 2 kills, and they're just going to try and flash through the smoke. It's the MAC-10 going up against the AWP. I know, which I favor, but they actually stop themselves. They just wait on the other side. This is such a peculiar round. I guess maybe because they didn't take the bomb, they could have just gone down the vent. Blitz is looking to try and rotate in behind them, which, well, I think they've already dropped down at this point, so it doesn't really matter too much. I'm not sure how they haven't made this realization, but it seems like Techno is ready and waiting. Rotated round to the ramp, and Rue's going to be there to close it out. Now, I'm not going to say I like a double AWP on Nuke. I think the only team I think I would be happy watching on is Furia, and that's because Art's AWP doesn't count as an AWP. It counts as a shotgun. Other than that, 5-1 up. They've got a round, but keeping this set up. That's the thing. If they go for a blast through the A site this round, I think they're done. Like, I don't think there's any way they hold on to it.
I almost thought that's what they were going to do in the previous round, but they gave a lot of range duels. I think now that they know that they're up against the double op setup, it's far more likely for the faster interplays. What, peeking outside without a smoke, without a flash? What are you doing? You know they've got a double op setup. This is lunacy. Somehow Xiao Sage has picked up the opening onto Rue. He's swinging, doesn't expect a second player. And the kills start to go the way of Checkmate yet again. Techno just smokes off ramp. He's got that control. And Kaz still looking for the opportunities outside. Hawk lit up quite significantly. He has to give up any control. He was getting aggressive in towards the hut. Eventually abandons team main with the bomb on the floor.
Nice, left onto Bottle. Been pretty good so far. Player up a... Okay, never mind.
Nice.
5-2.
Bit of aggression into team main. Then the fight over towards Squeaky. Jump up on top of Hut. He's changing up his angles constantly. And I love the confidence from Hawk. Even on, what was he like? He was sub 20 HP. To still go for those duels. That's fantastic. Like, he got spammed down 15 health. Takes one. And he just jumps up on top. Oh, one more. Why not? I love it. But the real concern for me, Tom, is the fact that Invictus just dry peeked outside. That was crazy. Okay, one player's being spotted. They know they're coming towards Secret at this point. Invictus have really given that away. What's the point in smoking it if you're going to run up close box and give it and let them see you?
You could see Rue's already made the rotation, but the rest of the team actually fairly hesitant. Maybe expecting this to be some sort of bait play back in the other direction. I mentioned in the last map that they had a lot of counters and potentially trying to read into their opponents here. They have eventually rotated in Techno, but if the door's open at the wrong time, it could be a problem, and he's not going to spot out Xiao Sage close a second. The leader of this squad, leaving just Rue remaining. A quick cleanup from Flying. And they're going to have their 6th. A relatively easy round. The CT side still seemingly struggling once these faster players come in. While Rue's now just going to try and save this AWP.
Rue is on out of there. He's on his route to saving, but it doesn't look like he's going to be getting that weapon anywhere near the next round. It's a good push by Invictus. When they're hunting them down, they go together. And that's really what I wanted to see on the previous map, where they failed to do that a couple of times. Going one at a time into their death. And Checkmate. The boys with the same agent skins, they're not giving away any little bit of information. The problem is they are giving away a lot of kills. And that play right there by flying, that lineup is gorgeous.
Well, the AWP's been chucked over to Kaz. He's going to give this one a go, but realistically, 6-2 is already a pretty poor half for the side of Checkmate, and I don't see this stopping anytime soon. They definitely don't look anywhere near as comfortable on Nuke as they did in the previous map, and with this sort of weaponry, sure, there's only one missing piece, but that can be enough to just give space. You've got utility missing as well, a singular kit. By the looks of it, we are going to see this faster play. A push straight onto the A side. Viva with the entries eventually traded out, but Flying is there alongside him. Again, we go back and forth, and Kaz, he gets away with a bit more than I would have expected. Ruse now chimed in as well. And it's left all onto Destroyer. 1 versus 2. Doesn't quite manage to connect the final shot. It is Rue to take things home. The AWP not going to be saved. He wasn't quite quick enough for that. But with the T still having the majority of the cash, this round is going to be a real tough task for Checkmate.
I didn't even think they were going to go in for this one, but they have full committed towards this buy. I thought maybe you would just see pistols flanking that rifle, but I don't know. This is not a buy I really get behind. I think, look, obviously you don't want to give any more rounds towards your opponents. They've already got a massive advantage, but the thing is...
Well, so you want them to save after a win?
Well, like, look at the buy that they've got. It's SMG's FAMAS. They've got no utility to play around. As a matter of fact, in this position, I would want to save after the win. And you can see the problem there. Invictus go for a fast play in towards the A site. Checkmate have no utility to stop it. They have to just take straight up aim deals. They couldn't afford to molly off both Hut and over towards the squeaky door. In fact, they couldn't afford either. And it leaves them in this position where they've just got their pants down. Invictus swing in, take the fight with far massive advantage when it comes down to the duels because they've got AKs. And Checkmate now in a position where, okay, they've invested, but they're screwed. The money's gone for the next round, and they've just given Invictus an easy 8-3.
No. It's kind of going how we expected at the beginning of the day. Invictus just walking over their opponents. Techno, oh dear. You take a shot, you better not miss in that situation. Completely out in the open, and oh, that's another weapon hitting the floor. It's only going to be Kaz with anything in this round. And even going into the next one, chances of them having their AWP back are slim, and oh, they're even going to invest a bit in this round. Oh, we'll see what Blitz can do. I'm expecting at least a kill or two if he's going to put that much money into this round when they're not actually buying. Especially considering how limited the utility is going to be. Kaz, of course, going to try and be aggressive here, but oh, I was about to say he let a player pass, but clearly realized.
Yeah, well played by Kaz. In through the smoke to capitalize on a frag. Invictus lose their control down towards Secret. That rifle's the only real weapon that they have over on the CT side to work with. This is a nice clean start. Now, Checkmate can rotate around and pick up the rifle in Secret at least. So then they've got 2 to work with. It's not much, but it's something. While Invictus get their way towards this... Ooh, hold on. Ruse managed to escape. He's a slippery snake. Oh, he's spotted. Right? Yeah, he is. They've not gone Secret to pick up that weapon. I'm quite surprised by this.
I think they're not. Oh no, that's still Kaz. Never mind. Well, he upgraded slightly, but it doesn't really matter in the end. Blitz is going to get decapitated. Invictus win the half already on the T side, looking very strong indeed. I don't think they're doing anything again in particularly special, but it just looks like as a unit they seem a lot more comfortable on this map than the last.
You see what I'm talking about, though, right? Where I would have rather them take pistols in the round before. They've just put themselves...
extent, yeah, but I don't think there's going to be many teams in Counter-Strike who will win a round and then not buy.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, but I think there's a certain point where, and obviously I'm expecting way too much from, like, because it would require...
Also, it wrecks, like, if you save in that round as well, because your loss bonus has been diminished by winning a round, If you then don't play that round, you're basically just trashing your own economy.
Yeah, I can see it, but
it's a catch-22. Like, you're kind of screwed either way.
True. Yeah, true. Like, to me, pistols alongside some utility would have been better. I think they still would have had a decent chance of the inner hold at least. They went down to that and give themselves some form of future proof, but they've put themselves in a spot where it's at 8-3. If they lose this round, they're again going to be completely screwed, and they still don't have utility. They've basically set themselves up that for the rest of this half, they've got to win every aim duel. There's nothing to back up these rifles and running out of ammo. Bullets. Kaz has just been wrecked. He found 2 kills, but couldn't do anything else.
Well, Techno's been forced out of position. Hawk is on a flank. Might be able to get the kill onto Flying, who... Oh, sorry, onto... Right? No, he's Flying. Never mind. I didn't see him down the bottom of the board because he only has 1 HP. The bar was so slim, I assumed he was dead, but in fact, he is still standing. 9-3. Yeah, just checkmate. Just they're not able to play this. The other thing as well is I'm not necessarily infuriated by like them buying in some of those rounds. The things is what they have bought, and that's what makes me think that they're not a particularly good nuke team. It's the same on Inferno. Like if I see a team with say 4,000 and they all buy rifles, I know that they're not a particularly good Inferno team because that just doesn't work. And it's the same on this map. Like you need to have someone go down to a shotgun or an SMG, and it's very common. Like that's the thing. It's very common on this map. You will pick a shotgun or an SMG over a rifle to have utility in the early stages of the round. And if they blast into the A site, an XM is going to be just as good as an AK because you could just headshot them with it at close range. That's all it's really needed to do. So the fact that they're still dedicating themselves to like, oh, I'm going to buy an AUG and I'm going to buy an M4 with no like head armor and no utility, it just seems like a team that doesn't really know what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm on board with that 100%. Get in a position where if they want every single round to have those M4s, you can't buy. You can't keep buying every time. But yeah, go down to, sure, maybe not pistols, but take your XM out so you at least have one molly to stop them fast rushing over towards Squeaky. Get yourself in positions and get ready to hold the site. They haven't done that. They don't believe in it. And this round it's going to be about as clear-cut as you'd expect. For Techno, I think saving over this AK is got to be priority number 1. I really don't want to see them try and mount a retake. Those Deagles can do it. But that said, they both have armor. And with utility being so scarce, although their loss bonus is building up, I would rather they just save the Kevlar. Play for exits, maybe get an AK out of it. But for the most part, I don't want to see them rushing in. I think they're doing that. They're playing nice and passive. As he goes up the ladder with an AK.
And he gets the kill as well. It was all a bait. He just wanted Viva to hunt him.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's nice. That's something at least. He's going to get a nice triple kill. Of course, it plays no part in the round, and they are still ultimately getting banged. But 10-3, he's got an extra rifle. This will be the first proper buy we've seen since, what, like... What? I want to say, like round 6 or 7?
Yeah, I think you're about right. That is one of those plays as well where I think for Checkmate, it's going to help them out. You know, they'll be very happy that they got so many kills, hyped up a little bit. But for Invictus, you'll just shake it off. Be like, okay, whatever. Let's win this round now. And if they win this round, the game's over. Like, you're so far behind. That is an aggressive play by Kaz. We've seen him do it a couple of times. This time, Bottle was ready for it. 5 versus 4. Checkmate fall behind. Double op setup, diminished down to just 1. And, oh, Techno! He just turned his back with his knife out. If they pushed through the smoke at just that time, he would have been screwed.
Oh. Roya has found a kill elsewhere. Hawk goes pushing in, and, well, that's all too easy for the remaining players around that ramp position to get the kills. Leaves just 2 remaining. Rue in the vent with an AWP. I can't say I'm much of a believer in this play. And Techno, he's just trying his best to delay the plant. It's not going to happen. 11th on the board. All too easy. Invictus, yeah, this is a completely different team. Like they are playing as a unit, waiting for aggression. Anything that Checkmate try is failing, and yeah, they don't look like a comfortable team. Bruce at least had some nice shots with the Deagles, but if he's your top fragger, or at least one of them, no, he is top, and he's got 4 of his kills in the last round just with Deagles. That pretty much says it all.
Yeah. You know, I feel bad for Checkmate. The first map looked so good. This one is just a complete and utter shutout, and I think bouncing back is going to be difficult. Again, it comes down to what we were saying in the pre-show, that it seemed odd the way they vetoed this. I would much rather play Invictus on a Vertigo than on a nuke. And we thought, well, maybe they've got some sort of reason behind it, right? Maybe they've had extra prep, they know what they're coming up against, but it doesn't look like that. As you said, they just look like an uncomfortable team. Their buys have been really disjointed. And it feels like at this point, it's just a matter of getting this one over with. I really don't believe in them coming back into this one.
Oh, Hawk is at least going to be able to find off a pick. There's still 3 more members of the squad to go. Flying, still continuing his reign of terror, and Rue just trying his best. Get back in through Mini. Chances look slim, but Flying's actually just going to wide peek out. We're still seeing the same mistakes from Invictus, but it's just not being punished. Viva, all too easy. He's been a completely different player in this second map. Like, in the first, he was non-existent. Now he's up there with Flying, and they are running riot. There's not a weak member at the moment of this Invictus roster, and that's one of the most dominating T-side halves of Nuke I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, with you 100% on that one. It was, yeah, even the rounds the Checkmate won, they didn't feel like it was going to be repeatable. Exactly, yeah. It was just one-softs, nothing repeatable, nothing that felt really, really strong. I think they had one good round, and other than that, it has just been the Invictus show. And that's a very positive way to bounce back for Invictus, for sure. 12-3, I really, really doubt that they'll end up losing this one. Now, I do think Checkmate will feel a little bit more comfortable on the T side, because we saw them just feel so uncomfortable. CT, surely it can't be any worse now that they get to dictate the pace and where they want to take it. Maybe this is where they would have rather start out. You never know. As they move in towards this site, dominating the first duel. And, you know, it's a position for Checkmate that, you know, winning this pistol doesn't really change much. They've got to come through and really dominate this half. So I'm going to wait till they're on about 8 rounds before I start even believing, and that's if they get there. But at least to start things off, it looks pretty convincing.
Oh, a wise man once said, "Don't stop believing." And another much younger wise man said, "Never say never." But yeah, I don't believe. I don't think this is going to be happening. Like, the Checkmate, they were great on Inferno. I'll give them that, but Nuke is not their cup of tea. So, Eagles, 5 of them, a little bit over the formula. They've added a bit too much to the mix, but we'll see if Invictus can make it work anyway. To be fair, there are a lot of chemicals that you can mix together, which will still equal death. So,
true. I mean, there was
probably a few different formulas.
The other day, I was making for the first time chicken fried rice, like egg fried rice with chicken.
I killed my cat.
No, luckily not. But what I did do is I misread the instructions, where it was 1 teaspoon of salt. I put 1 tablespoon in.
Oh,
I will say, didn't taste
seasoned.
Great. it was very salty. So that was terrible. Just
it does match your personality, though.
Yeah. I think when it comes to casting these games, it definitely does. My God, that was a gorgeous shot by Viva.
Eagle King was absent completely on Inferno, and as said, I think he was one of the reasons they managed to win their more recent game of Inferno, was because individually Viva was fantastic. So good to see him performing. He's wrecking everyone with this Deeg. He's gone, you know what, Xiao Sergey? I'll leave one for you. He's hiding behind the box, going back to retrieve the bomb. He doesn't even know where he's being shot at from. Techno seems to be panicking a little bit here. One man remaining to at least give them a round. Doing a bit of damage to the box, but can't really afford to spam, otherwise he would run out of ammo. Galsage needing just a headshot, but Techno will just about win the round. It is a scrape, and that's what we've been saying. It seems like every single round that Checkmate win, they're just scraping their way through it. And while this round at least, it's only going to be a couple of deagles. But the last time we saw Viva get a triple kill with a deagle and Kevlar, he then got a quad kill with just a deag. So I'm kind of hoping he invests again, but I don't think he will because he's probably saving for the orb. Give it to him. Destroyer, stop being selfish.
I think especially after a performance like that, I'd be chucking him the Deagle real quick, but we'll see what Destroyer's going to be able to do. Nothing. Well, that was underwhelming. Flying Zeus attempt. I love it. I love to see it. But luckily it doesn't
with
come
a
through.
USP.
Just too strong.
Well, it's only a couple of players lost. Ultimately, at this point, you basically just have to win a streak of rounds anyway, so I doubt that one will make too much of a difference. Viva, I assume this is an AWP coming up, otherwise I don't really know why he has $6,500 going into this round. No, he's going to...
Wow. Alright, full util, picks up a kit.
Okay.
Head armor as well, just in case they've got an SMG or something like that to work with. I respect it. The 12-6, again, important round for Checkmate, as a lot of them are going to be from this point forward. But if they can win this buy round, they're back on the board. They're back in the realm of possibility. For now, though, Invictus have been looking like the stronger team with just Eagles. They made the round very, very close and almost won it. Now with rifles in their hand, what can they do, Viva? You sneaky little boy. He's coming up behind them, able to catch one off guard in a second as well. They had no idea about Viva. He has shut this round down completely, and Rue is left to pull it down to 1v3. It's just not going to happen. 13-6. Viva, again, being the player that's making things happen.
Interesting. Impression has just left BTRG. Used straight off the press. There you go. And by press, I mean Twitter. They did have a bit of a weird roster, though, didn't they? That was the like mix of different nations. You've got Zion on there, Excurate, Genius. Like, in fact, there's only 2 players from the same place on that roster. A bit of an odd one.
Or did he get left?
It's a tweet that just says leaving BTRG. So.
All right.
Over the past 3 months, BTRG had breached terms. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna. That seems like something that shouldn't be mentioned on stream. But here we go. Blitz started things off. Destroyer, a bit of a whiff. That's actually given them space onto this site. I'm still not really sold on Destroyer. I think he's an alright player, but I think there are better ones. If that makes sense from what we've seen. But this fast round into the site, it's actually worked out wonderfully. The pistols seem to be the powerful thing, as always, Mitch.
It's the pistol power. For Checkmate, you know, again, to bounce back, this is a lifeline. This is not something you're going to get every single day. You lose a buy round to a massive flank by Viva, and then you come in with pistols and manage to overwhelm them completely. They've been gifted a golden opportunity to get back into this game. And now it's time to capitalize on it. Now it's time to show that they're deserving of being in this matchup and they're deserving of the previous map win. You know, when you look into what's going to be bought up by the CT side, the opportunities are definitely there to continue chaining these rounds together. I think it's going to be a much weaker buy. I'm curious to see if we do see like an auto shotgun or something come out. But no, it's actually not going to be a buy at all. They're keeping over their 2 rifles that they saved.
I respect that.
And outside of that, just pistols. Yeah, I think this is definitely the right call.
And somehow they'll probably win this round, you know? Seems to be the way it goes.
Yeah.
Viva, his aggression outside, is going to get caught. Xiaosage actually does get tagged up a bit. He's trying to make his way through the edge of the smoke. We call this the art play. He's nailed it this time. Free gun as well, which will be handed over to the other man outside, which is Bottle. Doesn't have any armor. The only man who has is Flying and, of course, Xiaosage. So Kaz, though, has managed to gain an awful lot of space. And Rue, oh, he's actually going to go down. Bear in mind, Bottle didn't have any armor there. So to correct this spray is not easy. Xiao Sage is going to take another. My clairvoyance seems to be going fairly well in this round so far, Mitch. Although that is a bit of an unnecessary risk from Xiao Sage. Bear in mind, none of his teammates are really in a position to trade this out. He's trying to deny the bomb plant by the looks of it. Got to be careful around the squeaky door as well. It's being watched. I don't know if they'll be able to save his teammate. That was such a weird way to try and plant that. I get that he's holding the door, but did you really think that whoever was on the other side of the door would be able to, or would die before he got the kill? Like, I was sold the second he went to plant there, he was dead.
Mm-hmm. And for such a crucial time in the round as well, I really don't get it. It's a ludicrous play.
On it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very weird. Pros don't fake, I suppose, and they're taking that over to planting the bomb as well. For Invictus, sat pretty. They've got the advantage. Shot somehow misses. I don't know. Looked on him to me, Chief, but Xiao Sage goes through for a little bit more afterwards. They're going to peek him again. Look at this. A jump peek at least. A deep nade. Shallow nade, actually. Try to catch him and slow him down if they're pushing him. And he goes towards the back of the bot. Oh, this is risky as hell. He's still going. He's still peeking and they're challenging him one at a time. You know what they say? Whenever you're up against an AWPer, make sure you re-peek him and make sure you do it one by one. That is the rule. And here we go. One more? Why not? Let's go, Xiao Sage. See what you can get. Techno's going to be flanked before that can happen. He manages the first kill. He's not swinging just yet. He wants to try and block out this player with a flash, but he's not going to catch him. And Xiao Sage has just gotten 4 kills on the ramp, and each time it was a 1v1. That is ridiculously careless by Checkmate.
Yeah, I think at this point there might be like a level of tilt setting in. We saw similarly in the last map where Invictus, going into the last couple of rounds, were just making really stupid plays, like running through Molotovs. And this looks like one of them where they didn't just have the communication there to try and peek him all at once. So that was very, very easy for Xiao Sage. And he's someone that we've already mentioned on this map in particular is very, very good at holding that ramp. Well, he's going to get tagged up early here, so it might be a slightly more passive hold. Never mind, he's going to go for the re-peek and takes down Rue anyway. Bottle also has picked up another. We're looking like we might get identical score lines here, Mitch. It was 16-7 in the last map, and it's looking like we might be about to get another.
Yeah, it is indeed. It's looking very one-sided, very convincing for Invictus. And the bounce back from the previous map is, again, very impressive from them. I think this is a position where this map just suits them so much better. I was hoping that Checkmate would have what... Oh, look at this cheeky flank by Viva to close it out. He's right up behind them. There is no way they expected this early on. Easy double... Oh, trigger discipline not quite there, but he gets the kill anyways, and the round is theirs. 16-7. Yeah, Invictus definitely on a map that looked a lot better for them. Overall, Checkmate not quite as comfortable when it comes down to nuke as they were on Inferno. And the mistakes